Okay, your last question is your story problem or your context for multiplying fractions by whole numbers. And it says Janelle is making a recipe that calls for 6 scoops of flour. Now, of course, for a lot of people, that wording of that makes it difficult because it's actually not written as the number 6. So some people have a difficult time seeing that as being the number 6, but of course it is. And she wants to only make 2/3 of the recipe. 2/3 of the recipe that calls for 6 cups of flour. How many scoops will she need? Well, if I take my highlighter and I highlight this phrase right here of the sentence, 2/3 of the recipe, I know that's going to be 2/3, and I know the word of is multiplication. So 2/3 of the recipe. And what does the recipe call for? 6 cups of flour. So what we really have here is 2/3 times 6, which is a different variation of what we had in the last question because we had the whole number first and then the fraction. So here we have the fraction first and the whole number. And it's okay because of the commutative property of mathematics. Does anyone in this room, property of mathematics, know what the I think I might have spelled that wrong, but who knows? Commutative property, does anyone know? Ombre. Perfect. He is 100% right. What that says is if you have, well, I'm going to use A and B first. I'm not going to use 8. But if I say A times B is the same thing as B times A. That's basically what it says. If you have 2 times 3, that is the same answer as 3 times 2, right? The same number 6. It's two ways to express the number 6. Or as Aubrey said, 8 times, what'd you say, Aubrey? 8 times 7 is 56, and 7 times 8 is 56. So you can reverse them and you still have that. So because of the commutative property of mathematics, this question and this question are the same thing. Okay, so either way we think about it, if you wanted to model this particular question, you could say 6 groups of 2/3. So I'm going to model it this way and see what happens. How many scoops will she need? If I think about 6 groups of 2/3, and I draw my 2/3 of a cup, and I draw it like this, and I clone it, infinite cloner, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I would then say I have how many thirds altogether? Not 12. 12 thirds, yeah, sorry, 12 thirds. 12 thirds. Altogether, I would have 12 thirds needed for this recipe, okay? Or, since that is a improper fraction, 12 thirds as a whole number is exactly the number 4, right? Another way to think of it is just 2/3 of 6. If I think about a third of 6 is 2, 2/3 of 6 is 4, 3/3 of 6 is 6. You can also do it that way. But because we are modeling, that is the method they want you to start with. And then eventually we're going to get to a much easier way to do it later on down the road. So then, because we now have done that, we have to end our story problem with a sentence. Therefore, she will need or use 4 cups of flour.